In this video, we will discuss about the implementing PLM strategy. Enterprise Resource Planning (ERP) is a part of PLM and implemented in many organizations for its successful operation. There are 5 success factors that are isolated from companies that were successful in ERP projects against those that were not successful. These include: top management is engaged, not just involved. Point number 2, project leaders are veterans and team members are decision makers. And number 3, third parties fills gap in expertise and transfer knowledge. Point number 4, change management goes hand in hand with project management. And point number 5, a satisfying mindset prevails. So first we're going to take up top management is engaged, not just involved. So top management involving director, senior management, vice president, CEO, etc. should engage themselves in taking initiatives about cross functions, allocation of resources, decisions about expanding resources and responsibilities. So this plays a major role. That means here he is talking about the having a resource development. That means the human resources. Resource development means maybe it is a human resources, or then if you want to have any machines has to be involved, or you need to have a technology to be improved. All those decisions has to be taken by the top management. So the management will comes under the director, senior management, vice president, CEO, etc. These are the people who will going to take the major initiatives about the PLM project. In order to implement PLM initiatives, real decisions about cross-functional allocation of resources and responsibilities have to be made effectively. So that means the cross-functional allocation of resources, that means between the departments, yes, we need to take the initiatives, all those things which will be taken care of by this management. From the perspective of an entire organization, final decision on how to reallocate resources so that a minimal amount of resources spent for the task will have to be made by the top management. That means the decision has to take the reallocation of resources so that we will have a minimal amount of resources spent on the task, so that you are going to have the best initiatives. Top management should take initiatives to boost revenue opportunities and in cost-saving decision making for success of any organization. Management of top management is rather than just involvement. So that means they have to take a decisions to boost the revenue opportunities. That means the spending and also the resources, about the economic resources, how they can exploit or how they can able to extract, so that you will going to have the best initiatives. And also and any organization top management is rather than just involvement. So these things which will be able to taken care of only when the top management is totally engaged in the initiatives. The second one is the project leaders are veterans and team members are decision makers. The project leaders should have deep knowledge and understanding of their departments and functions and the ability to make decisions for their organization. So once it comes to the project heads or the leaders, they should have a deep knowledge about their project and understanding of their departments. That means how much skill they have, whether these things will be able to handle by their people, and how it will go into functions, and how they will they be able to take the decisions, and all these things should be known to the project leader. Project leaders and experienced members of the various cross-functional area should have an awareness of aspects and issue that may rise during the project work. The cross-functional area between the departments, yes, we should have the project leaders and the experienced members. That means they should have the project leaders and down the line with the experienced members of the various cross-functional areas should have awareness of aspects and issues that may arise during the project work. So that means when you are executing the project work, what are all the types of problems which they may get, they should have a idea about all those things. Veterans of the organization should understand those issues and be more careful in allocating resources to solve the issues once and for all. So that means if they are allocating the resources, and their allocated resources should be able to handle the issue and solve the problem once for all. Veterans should involve the junior team members in decision making, because team members can give lot of inputs or minimal changes required in the project that may lead to saving of time and effort. So veterans should involve the junior team members. That means the people who are working under them should be involved in making the decisions, because it gives a lot of input. Because as the people who are the junior team members, if they start giving the input, and they will also be feeling that they are also a part of the project, so that you will be getting a lot of input, so that in the minimal changes required in the project that may lead to saving of time and effort. Most of the organizations do not have the practice of involving junior team members in the taking decision. By doing so, valuable time and effort will be lost. As we see in many of the organizations, junior team members or the people who doesn't have much experience will not be involved, so that there may be a good ideas by the people who are working in the junior team also. So thereby they are avoiding that, and thereby doing so valuable time and effort will be lost. PLM to be successful within the organization, the team member should work out the right allocation of resources, make the decision within the committee room, and then be able to execute on those decisions and implement them. That means here PLM to be successful, we should have in the organization, the team member should work as a team, and they should allocate the right resources, make the decision in the committee room, and then also be able to execute on those decisions. Once they implement the decisions, once the decision has been taken in the committee room, and the same decision has to be implemented on those decisions, and to execute on those decisions and implement them. Then the next point will be the third parties fills gap in expertise and transfer knowledge. Most of the mistakes takes place during development and implementation stages of PLM project. That means when we are developing and implementing the stages of the PLM project, so there will be a lot of mistakes during the development and implementation. The software and other technology that enables PLM is so specialized, the third-party resource for PLM might very well be the solution provider who provides the software. So the software and other technologies, so they use the PLM is also a specialized one. So this third-party involvement will going to will be a solution provider who provides the software. Before engaging the third-party process, consultant to implement their PLM projects must make sure about the knowledge and previous experience in implementing the valuable projects. So that means when you are selecting the third-party consultant for the implementation of PLM strategies, make sure that the third party who are getting the contact must have previous experience and also the knowledge in implementation of the valuable projects. Next is change management goes hand in hand with the project management. The change management of the new processes and practices that an organization requires need to be closely interlinked with the project management. That means change management. That means once the management has been changed, they should have a proper link with the project management, so that they will going to have a close interlink, which will going to help the PLM strategies to be implemented. Once the organization have made mind to implement PLM, the process and practices of the organization need to be re-examined and modified in order to make the system work smoothly without any bottlenecks. That means once the organization have to made to implement the PLM, before that you make sure the process and practices of the organization should be rechecked and modified accordingly and make the system to work smoothly without any bottlenecks. That means there should not be any hindrances. Organization should link it to all perspective like development of new process, reevaluation of practice, assessing people working with new system and support. So their perspective of development of new process, reevaluation of practice. That means whatever the practice which you have been incorporated in the organization have to be re-evaluated. Assessing people working with new system. So once you are implementing the new system, make sure you are properly assess your people's work and also their support. Finally, satisfying the mindset prevails. That means with PLM projects, we need to set goals and attack as many as functional areas as possible that can return with improved efficiency. By linking the functional areas in PLM and effectively utilizing all the resources, we can increase the efficiency and improve overall activities of the organization. So that means once you are linking the functional areas and PLM, by doing so what happens, we are going to get the efficiency is increased and improve all overall activities of the organization. So in the next video, we'll discuss about the introduction to PDM systems. Thank you.